Hi everybody, it's Steve here with my Global Dating channel. I wanted to do this video on what I think is the best way to go about meeting a potential wife overseas, or serious girlfriend, depending what your long-term goals are. What I think, based on the experience, most of what I did, my first, 10 years and dabbling in international dating, going abroad whenever I could. Um, was I was using the internet, like dating sites, and I was getting to know girls, off the dating sites, video chatting with them, and just in general getting to know them. And so I would maybe line up if I had a 2 week vacation. I might line up 4, 5, 6 girls. I mean, you kind of have to maintain a little bit of a connection to keep the interest of the girl to meet you when you get there. So there's a limit to how many girls you can maintain a ready status with to go meet, because you need time to chat. So, anyways, and so um, for some guys, doing it that way it works. I mean, I know so many guys that did it that way, like a couple personal friends who did that. They met a girl on the internet before they went down there. The girl was one of the several that the guy was going to plan on meeting. And one of the girls worked out, and I think what it is for guys that are not too picky, that I think that can, indeed that can work for you, but for guys like me, and I think this is kind of where my problem is. I'm like really picky without trying to be, like picky as in not qualities necessarily. My pickiness comes from something I cannot control, which is chemistry. Face-to-face chemistry is not I mean, I think it's harder for me compared to the average guy to get a really solid connection, that face-to-face chemistry. And so that's why it hasn't worked for me. Some people say, oh, how come you haven't found the right girl? You're promoting international dating, Steve, but you're not married. How come, you're promoting something that hasn't worked for you? Well, I think that's why I'm extremely picky. I'm a difficult person in that regard. And that's what I believe, because I've had chance to meet a lot of girls through different ways. Um, and international dating, I don't think is necessarily easy. It can be. It is hard. Just you're limited in most situations to how many girls you're going to meet. But there is one way that I highly recommend now that I've had experience, um, which is the romance tours that some companies offer. A lot of like when I first heard about those, I thought they were cheesy. The presentation seemed cheesy, and it seemed to be bordering on the line of mail order bride-ish type stuff. I'm like, I don't need that. I was like, oh, I can go do it on my own. I don't need any help. Like being a real macho masculine idea. I can do it. So, anyways, but you know what? It didn't. It just turned out through my years of experience that I was having difficulty finding a girl that I wanted to marry just through this method of meeting beforehand, flying down there and meeting some girls. So I went on a foreign affair tour. And they're good service. I don't really have like big problems with anything. Nothing major. I've got some suggestions I want to talk about that why I think Dream Connections, Mark Davis Dream Connections is much better. I mean, Foreign Affairs is fine, but I think Mark Davis does it much better, and I'll explain why. And the reason why I'm recommending these methods way over way and above, I guess, than over the idea of meeting somebody on the internet, is because I just think they work better because you're meeting so many girls face to face, and I believe face to face chemistry is where it's at. So you have to meet. What I'm getting at, you have to meet a lot of girls in person, face to face, to find that one or two that's going to give you that connection. And that's hard to do when you're just picking 4 or 5, 6 girls before you fly down there to meet. And for a lot of guys that works out though. I mean, you could do it that way. So anyways, I went to Foreign Affair tour, and basically what Foreign Affair does is they got girls that you can meet on your own, but it's hard for them. It just seemed like there were certain girls I wanted to meet outside of the socials that they offer with the girls, and it's just hard for them to. I mean, I think I requested 6 girls, and they only came up with one that could meet me, maybe 2. It's not, it's kind of hard, you know, it can be done, but it's not like just real easy. Okay, meet this girl, meet that girl, you know. So the main thing that foreign, I mean, the main thing a foreign affair provides you is they put you in these socials where there's hundreds of girls. And the problem, I think, with the foreign affair approach, I mean, it works. A lot of guys meet their wives on that. Is several. Number one, which is my biggest problem, you only have like so much time at these socials, and it's easy to get caught up in long conversations with a particular girl. And it's hard. Like, what if you kind of like this girl that you're talking to, and you don't want to offend her by blowing her off to go talk to another girl? She may say, "Oh, well, you don't want to talk to me anymore? Screw you." You know, I'm not that interested in you. You know, you never know just what signal you're sending when you try to cut off a conversation with a lady to go talk to other ladies. And you know, I'm sure she understands, you know, that's what you're there for. So I'm not saying she's going to hold it totally against you, but it just, you know, it can happen. Okay, you like a girl, you're more likely to get engaged with long conversations with girls you might like, and before you know it, the night goes by and you've only talked to five, six, seven girls any decent amount of time. Okay, same kind of problem. You end up, if unless you're just one of these guys that can cut conversations short and you don't feel bad about it, or you don't worry about the impression it's going to send to her, even though you liked her, that you just dumped her to go talk to other girls, you know, these are problems. And Mark Davis of Dream Connection solves that particular problem, because the way he does it, there's like 4 or 5 girls to each table. He makes you meet the girls at different tables. So what he does is he makes sure that you're going to meet every single girl there face to face and shake her hand. And at the end of the meeting, the girl writes if she's interested in you at that table, like that 15-minute meeting at the table, and you do the same. If you're interested in which girl you're interested in, you write down. And if there's a match, kind of like Tinder or something, I don't know, you know, if there's a match, both of you liked each other, you'll know it, and maybe you set up a date. Okay, so Mark solves that problem to where you end up meeting maybe 80 to 100, maybe more girls, and that gives you the best chance to see, feel that connection in person that you may have not, I mean, you may have not been able to find that girl, the few girls that you felt a connection with, if it wasn't for Mark's way method of allowing you to meet so many girls face to face. So I just, the foreign affair method, you just, it's hard to meet a lot of girls. You know, just throwing you in a room and good luck. You know, it can work. You know, I think they're a good, I think they're a good service. I mean, foreign affair, but Mark has the system. Mark of Dream Connections, oh my God, he's got it down. He knows how to make these things. And Mark encourages no pre-communications with the ladies before you go. Yeah, he does have ladies that have profiles, but he's so right. I mean, from my own experience of dating many different countries, you know, Colombia, Peru, especially Philippines, and Russia and Ukraine. I mean, I've learned that Mark's right. It's all about the in-person connect, and that's why it hasn't worked for me yet, because it took me forever to learn this. So I have a lot more higher confidence now that I'm going to strictly go on these tours, because it's true. You got to meet a lot of girls before you find the one. So, and the internet dating site, that method doesn't work so well for that, because you just only have so many girls to meet. Anyway, so back to the tour thing. The other thing that Mark does is different from foreign affair tours, is that Mark assigns a translator to you 24 hours a day. She's yours the whole time there. And that's awesome, because she's always within reach. She'll help you buy gifts for the ladies. She'll tell you how she thinks of your dressing. I mean, she can maybe pick your outfit out, or, you know, she's just there to help you with everything. And the most important thing that offers you, that foreign affair cannot do for you, is that translator is your BS detector. That translator wants you to win. And the girls at Mark's company almost have, if I remember, I think reading about, if I'm not mistaken, they almost have like a competition amongst each other to see, you know, who's making their man win, which translator is, you know, scoring successes in the sense of helping the man find his woman, and they end up married. You know, so they love it. They have fun doing it, and they want you to win. I mean, you don't have that at foreign affair. I mean, you just find a translator. She's only there for your whenever you need her. Okay, that's it. I mean, she doesn't really care. She's not going to be your BS detector. She's just there for the money. She's just there for a paycheck for the translating services. Mark makes sure that these girls that he hires understand his method, and you help your client and help him in everything. And the BS detector is very valuable because a girl, I mean, especially like with foreign affair, you may a lot of the problem with a lot of the girls there is that you don't know which girls are serious. They may be there for the free food. They may just want to have fun. They may, who knows? I don't even know if they verify the girls are single or married or not. The girl could just want to be given some attention and taken on dates and just for the fun of it, and she may not tell you that. Or their girl may act like she's likes you through certain overtures, but she may not really like you. And Mark's method with the translator that's there to help you win, she's going to tell you, like, this girl kind of pretends she likes you. I don't sense that she really likes you. Like, she's not looking you in the eyes, and she's not initiating much affection. I mean, they're going to be there to help you, and that's important because Ukrainian girls, they know Ukrainian girls, and those translators that Mark have are going to tell you what the deal is with these girls that you're dating with. Now, another thing, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, how does this work? Because these girls don't speak English. You can't have a relationship and bring a girl over to the U.S. and they don't speak English." Well, you can. There's translators. They're pretty decent now. The online translators, they're not perfect, but from my experience when I used it, I was surprised that it worked fairly decently until the girl can get up to speed with English. So if you meet a girl you like, it's going to take 6 months to do a fiance visa or a spousal visa, and in that 6 months, that girl's going to be learning English. And most of these girls are pretty smart, and they're going to know basics enough English, they're going to have some kind of grasp of English, and it's just going to get better from there after they arrive. So I think Mark stresses over and over, he really pounds it into his clients' heads. The language barrier is not an issue. He met his wife, Anna. She didn't speak a lick of English, and they're married and been going great. So Mark stresses that, so you got to believe him, because he's been there and done it. So don't let that stop you, the language barrier. You're going to have that with most countries. These online translators are pretty good. Get your girl in the English course, eventually, and then it gets better from there when she learns English. That's all I'm saying. Don't let that be something that's going to curtail you too much, or. So, anyways, and the other thing, at Foreign Affair, there was a documentary done following some guys at Foreign Affair, and some guys did great, ended up married, success stories at Foreign Affair, but other guys got taken for a ride. Like one guy, the police, like one guy was visiting his girl. It was kind of like before his plane was going to depart. It was his last day, or last few hours he wanted to spend with his girl and her family. And then he would just go to the airport for his flight. Well, the police come knocking at the door. I don't know if they're fake police or if I think they're real police, because there's a lot of corruption, guys. In these countries, real police can be involved in corruption. And so his girl, who he was thinking about marrying, he thought she really loved him, set him up. And they made him pay $200 or $300, or else they weren't going to let this guy go catch his plane. They were going to hold him at the police station and hold him there, and he would miss his flight. So there's, they could do that anytime. I mean, it doesn't have to be right before your flight like that one guy. There's other ways they can scam you. So I guess what I'm saying is that those guys that ended up getting in certain scams like that, again, Mark's girls at Dream Connections are going to make sure that doesn't happen. Plus, they know they're good. Mark screens all the ladies that come into his tour, and he screens them to make his wife. She's Ukrainian. She knows Ukrainian girls. When they're BSing. So most girls that are scammers or that are not honest and not serious about wanting to get married with a Western foreign guy, whatever. They're not going to bother trying to get past Anna, Mark's wife at Dream Connections. It's too much trouble. They're just going to go on and do something else. But with Foreign Affair, nobody's pre-screening. Those girls just show up. You may have some prostitutes show up. Okay, you don't know what you're getting at for an affair. So it's a crapshoot. It work for some guys. It works. They get married and it's great. For other guys, the girls just BSing them the whole time and faking everything. And just there's horror stories with some guys at foreign affair. And that's what happens when foreign affair doesn't screen the girls to make sure how serious they are. I mean, that's a great extra step I wish they could do, but it costs more money. So that's why Mark's tour is more expensive. You know, I think his price package is around 5,000. Foreign Affairs around 3,000. It's a couple thousand more for Mark, but because they have to pre-screen these girls one-on-one, and that takes time, and they give you a translator 24 hours a day, not just for a couple hours. So I mean, there's a reason why Mark's tour, is more expensive. I mean, because he does it right. Mark knows the formula that leads to success. And Foreign Affair is kind of 50-50 in that regard. Some guys are successful, other guys just waste their time and it's a nightmare. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say, I guess, as far as which I recommend the best way to go about finding your potential wife abroad. Okay. I guess that's my 2 cents on that. I believe face-to-face chemistry is the key, and you have to meet a ton of women face-to-face, one-on-one, and talk a little with them to know. And that's why I believe in these romance tours. That's best way how you're going to meet a girl. Okay. Over any other method. But if you don't have the money for that, they're very expensive. Keep trying the internet way. It can work. It works for a lot of guys. But if you're a picky guy, kind of like I am, if you're a picky guy, you're going to need more than just 4 or 5 girls, maybe, that you're going to meet when you go down there. So, good luck on that. So anyways, thanks for listening. And that's my advice. Okay. Thanks.